Okay, so dinner idea number 1 is lemon rosemary chicken. The ingredients you're going to need for this to make 4 servings is 16 ounces of chicken, 1 lemon, you're going to use the juice and the zest, a 1/4 cup of olive oil, some minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of dried rosemary, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. So you want to zest up your lemon, and because I knew I was going to be zesting these lemons, I did buy organic lemons. That is the only time I usually buy any organic lemons, is when I know I'm going to zest them. Otherwise, just wash them really well before you zest them. I mean, you want to wash the organic ones too. So throw everything in the Ziploc bag so it can marinate. Cook it about 15 to 20 minutes depending on your oven. I usually check mine after 15 minutes, and lately my chicken has been done at about 15 minutes, so it depends on how thick or thin your chicken is, but these are 4-ounce cutlets. And here what it looks like right out of the oven. I did leave the lemon slices on top just to add a little bit more flavor. And one thing I want to say is that I probably would not do that next time, because my family complained, and me myself, I mean, not really complained. It's a very good recipe, but maybe just a little bit too much lemon. So I do suggest maybe not putting the lemon on top of it like I did. So I served mine with kale salad and a side of broccoli. This came in at 7 Smart Points per 4-ounce serving. I think you could cut this down a little bit by cutting the oil down. I did this recipe exactly as the original one as far as the oil content, and maybe it could be less. I'm not sure what the oil does in a marinade. I think it just helps tenderize it, but I think you could get away with less oil on this, and it should bring the Smart Points down. But 7 Smart Points was not bad at all, and since I had it paired with a salad and broccoli, my whole dinner this night was only 8 Smart Points. And dinner idea number 2 is a chicken taco salad with an avocado corn salsa. The original recipe will be listed down below. I did change the recipe a little bit, so this is not following exactly, but if you want to make it how I did, here we go. So the ingredients for this, for a 4 servings, is 1.5 pounds of chicken, 1/8 cup of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of lime zest, a 1/4 cup of lime juice, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, 2 teaspoons of cumin, a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, 1 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of pepper. So you're going to combine all the ingredients and you're going to put them into a Ziploc bag. You want to allow this to marinate at least 2 hours, but overnight is always best. And then I did not show this part, sorry, I forgot, because I was also making avocado corn salsa, but when you take this out of the refrigerator, you want to put it onto a baking sheet and cook at 375 degrees for about 15-20 minutes, depending on how thick or thin your chicken cutlets are. Mine were pretty thin, so it only took about 20 minutes. I always check my chicken after 15, so now I'll show you the avocado corn salsa. So for the avocado corn salsa, you're going to need a bag of roasted corn. The original recipe does call for corn on the cob that you roast yourself, but I had this Green Giant roasted corn in my freezer, so I went ahead and used that. I used 63 grams of avocado, a 1/2 of a red onion, a sweet yellow bell pepper, 1/3 cup of cilantro, some lime juice. I didn't really measure it out. I had 2 limes left, so I just cut them in half and squeezed them in there and just used that juice. And then I just mixed all the ingredients together, and it was so yummy. So to plate my salad, I just put a bed of lettuce down and added a 1/4 cup of fat-free shredded cheese and sliced up some tomatoes. Once the chicken was done, I sliced that up and added that to the salad, and then put some of the avocado corn salsa. I also ended up adding a tablespoon of fat-free sour cream as well. The chicken comes in at 5 Smart Points for 4 servings. The avocado corn salad makes 6 servings, and it is only 2 Smart Points. I really enjoyed this dinner, and I hope you guys do too. And for the last dinner idea this week, dinner idea number 3 is a chicken souvlaki salad. I was inspired to make this from a pita pit salad that I had that was the chicken, using their chicken souvlaki. So I looked up a recipe on Pinterest and I found this one. So I did double the recipe because I knew I wanted to have it for lunches as well. So here's the ingredients that you need for 8 servings. 3 pounds of chicken that you will dice up, 4 tablespoons of oregano, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, 1/4 plus 1/8 of a cup of olive oil, 1/2 cup of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 4 tablespoons of parsley, 1 teaspoon of chili flakes, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. You're going to want to combine all of these ingredients and put them into a Ziploc bag so you can marinate them at least 2 hours or overnight. What I ended up doing with all of my dinners this week is I put them into the freezer and then pulled them out the night before and let them thaw in the refrigerator overnight and marinate, and they all turned out fantastic. So to cook this chicken, you're going to want to place the diced chicken onto a baking sheet and preheat your oven for 375. You're going to cook for about 15 to 25 minutes depending on how thick your diced chicken is. I would check it after about 15 minutes, maybe move them around a little bit, and then see, check a couple pieces for doneness. I assembled my salad using romaine lettuce. I put some fat-free feta on there, and I added some tomatoes, red cabbage, and then the chicken. I think Kalamata olives would be really good on this as well, but I am not an olive fan. So to top this, I did not have any Greek dressing, and I went ahead and just used what I had in the refrigerator, which is some Olive Garden light Italian dressing. Is that bad? Use Italian dressing on a Greek salad? I don't know, but it was yummy. And this recipe comes in at 6 smart points a serving. And here's just a little bonus lunch idea as well, using the chicken souvlaki. The next day I did have this in a pita, so I used one of the Joseph pitas, added some lettuce and added some tomatoes and fat-free feta, and then the chicken on top, and this was amazing. So this makes amazing leftovers. So it's just a little bonus lunch idea for you. And this came in at only 5 smart points because I only used just a half of a serving of the chicken, and the pita was 1 point. So it was about 5 smart points for this pita sandwich.